What's up, guys, and welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K right now, here to give you a proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. Y'all, the JLU book has officially started, and this first book was a doozy. Oh, look at my little earrings. It's Bacardi. Anyway, so as you guys know, the JLU formed out of the events of Absolute Power. And when I tell you that they have actually been giving different shots of the Watchtower in these different books, they've been giving some fantastic shots of the Watchtower. So the Watchtower basically looks like it did in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. The only difference is that inside the tower are all of these fucking crazy ass areas. So if you read or if you saw the short I did for the question all along the Watchtower, they have Blue Beetle, both Blue Beetles, Tim Cord and Jamie. They have like their own little lab. There's also a gigantic meeting area that looks like it has shopping centers and like food places in there. It also has a tower for Batman to watch things. Literally, it just looks like a tall ass building. So this has like buildings inside of the building, and there's just different areas. So Airwave, and again, if you remember Airwave was the reason Amanda Waller went the fuck down in Absolute Power, because he is in charge of like Wi-Fi signals and such. Well, his power is Wi-Fi signals and such. So he got his membership based on the absolute huge help he delivered during Absolute Power. And you can tell that he's very nervous, but when he gets up there, the first person that he runs into really is Flash. Now, when he gets up there, everybody's kind of running everywhere because Red Tornado, whose body is being built, and they do talk about that, his body is being built in one of the other rooms. He is their AI eyes in the sky. So he's the one throwing out orders, telling people where to go, and assigning them according to their powers based on what's happening out in the world, which actually works. And while Flash is giving him this tour, he actually goes, well, I figured Batman or Mr. Terrific would be the one, giving out the directions. And he was like, they did too. They thought that they were going to be the one giving out missions and directions and shit too, but they argue too fucking much. Which makes sense. So they just leave it to Red Tornado, which is perfectly fine. So everybody is going everywhere. Superman's like, I've got hitters going here. The Challengers, which also have a book coming out, are running through because they have a mission that they are needed for, and it's a little bit chaotic at first. We do stop at the Golden Room. The Golden Room is an auxiliary HQ for the JSA. So the JSA is up there at the Watchtower. I do believe Jade is actually sitting at the table in there. The Teen Titans, if you've been following the Titans story, or any of the shorts or TikToks that I posted about the Titans story, the Titans also have their own headquarters space inside the Watchtower, and the super family, the Flash family, like the Bat family, everybody has spaces in the Watchtower on top of dormitories and places for people to sleep and whatnot. We also have Ray Palmer and Ryan Choi, who are working on getting everybody's powers switched back or given back to them. So at the end of Absolute Power, the powers were given back to people, but not necessarily their own powers. So Elongated Man started turning invisible. Black Canary had laser eyes. So they're just like, Ryan Choi and Ray Palmer are trying to get everybody's powers back to the person that it belongs to. That's like, they have their whole lab and everything. Now, He does try to talk to Superman, but they are interrupted. Like, he does try to get introduced to Superman, but they are interrupted by being sent out to a mission. So Star Sapphire is also part of the JLU, which is new for her because she's not really been too much of a hero lately, but things have changed for her. So it was Star Sapphire, Wonder Woman, Superman, Firestorm, Black Lightning, like one other person dealing with something that's going on in an African country, and it is destruction everywhere. And when she gets there, it's like stressing her out because it's not something that she's really seen, and there doesn't seem to really be a reason behind it. And it's supposed to be a group, new criminal organization, basically. And so they are there trying to assist, but it is harder than they think, even for Superman and Wonder Woman, which doing that with Superman and Wonder Woman being the heavy hitters, oh my god. So because this is a new area for her, Star Sapphire is partnered with Black Lightning, and essentially they are in charge of getting the civilians out of the way of what they can. So they are doing that and trying, and he's telling her, you know, hey, this is what we do. So just, you know, watch my back. I got you. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know. Right? So they're currently trying to save some people, and one of the people they are trying to save seems to be like a military person of some sort, and he is dying. Now, she is able to, or she gets burned or whatever, and she's looking at him, and she's like, he's dying, and she's like, we got to get him somewhere. And they're like, where's in this nearest hospital? And Red Tornado's like, there's not one. They've all been destroyed, and he's not gonna make it. So she looks at his hand and sees that he has a wedding ring, and he's been saying his wife's name with his dying breath. So she's like, if I can find his wife, then I can heal him. Like, I have the healing power. I just need to find his wife. And he's like, how do we find this one person in all of this chaos? So Airwave is up in the tower, and I believe Jean is there, and he's like, put me in. Like, before that, he was like, put me in, I can help. And he was like, well, your powers aren't necessary for this one. Actually, he's talking about a tornado. He's like, your powers aren't necessary for this one. However, his powers are, or do become necessary, because he says we can use their cell phones. And he was like, their towers are destroyed, cell phones are down. And he was like, not if we use my powers. So he uses his powers and starts making the call out to every cell phone to get this man's wife. And they find her, they go get her, and Star Sapphire is able to heal him, you know, power of love and all that. She's able to heal him, and they're able to get them out of there. They're able to destroy those iron wheels that they had going on, and everything is perfectly fine. They're good. Then they run into like the message from this group that they're supposed to be, and he's like, you know, the Justice League won't stop us. And he's like, did you know the Justice League is like now the single most powerful thing in the universe, because all of the heroes in the universe are working together? I'd calm down. So up on the watchtower, everybody is actually like super proud of Airwave, and they like congratulate him, and Superman's like, that was really good, welcome to the Justice League. Firestorm was like, that was awesome, I'm kind of scared of you though. And he was like, wait, why would you say that? And he was like, you were a quick thinker. That was very quick thinking, good job, honestly. And so everybody's been super nice to him, and he goes to the room that he's supposed to be like staying at, or he goes to like a private area, and he's like, they are all so nice to me. Nobody's ever trusted me like that before, especially considering I'm here to kill them all. I beg your finest fucking pardon. Here and now, I will tell you this. I was absolutely not expecting this at all. This was an absolutely fabulous start to this series. And the artwork, amazing. This team, just the way that they have it so organized at this point. And one of the other things that's happening actually is that Batman and Blue Beetle ended up going to a separate location from everybody. And they said, they called up there, they're like, hey, we're at the coordinates that you told us and there's nothing happening. Are we in the right place? And a general comes up to me and is like, hey, or a police officer is like, hey, I called the Justice League. We have a problem. So he takes them over there and it's like the forest. And the forest looks to be slightly on fire. And so they go into it and they actually end up finding a shit ton of what looks to be alien eggs. And so he calls back up to the watchtower, is like, we need heavy hitters. We are not going to last very long. Do it quickly. So yeah, next book. This was good. This was very, very good. That twist at the end, talking about I'm here to kill them all, especially because he helped. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. But we shall see. Artwork again. Artwork, amazing. The story for this was really good. It was really good to see how people were interacting, because is a lot of people that I wouldn't expect to be together. Of course, I would expect Diana and Superman to be together because they are the main heavy hitters. But put Star Sapphire with Black Lightning. I thought that was interesting. Having Firestorm out there, I thought that was also interesting. Using Airwave, I think is really cool. So I like this. I was really, really hoping that the Justice League Unlimited story would be good. And this was an absolutely fantastic fucking start. So 10s across the board for this. I've moved videos for this. It came out today. It came out Wednesday. And I was like, yep, it has to go up immediately. It has to, because I have everything scheduled out, you know? So I was just like, nah, move them. So if you have not read it, 10 out of 10, 100% recommend. But that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office. And oh, I do have a book coming out. It comes out December 13th, Friday the 13th, and I will put it in there. It is currently available for pre-order on the ebook, and then it will be available on the 13th in ebook, paperback, and hardcover.